Welcome back to Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Stenberg, and today we're talking about the first two episodes of season 2 of Star Wars: The Bad Batch in spoiler fashion. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews like these, box office breakdown shows, and movie rankings. So please subscribe and ring that bell if you're new to the channel. Comment down below. What are your thoughts? First of all, did you like season 1 of The Bad Batch? Are you just joining in now? Did you binge watch it leading into this show? And what are your thoughts on the first two episodes? And what do you want to see from season 2 of The Bad Batch? And please like the video, the thumbs up button. That's how you support this channel. So last year, debuted the season 1 of the spin-off show from the final season of Clone Wars with The Bad Batch. And I did break down every single episode on this channel, so you can go back and watch some of those if you missed them. I'll be doing the same for every single episode here of this show. And for me, this was a very solid Star Wars show, but it wasn't anything special or great. I like the characters, the addition of Omega, and of course, the Bad Batch themselves are tons of fun. And I'm a huge fan of this type of Star Wars animation back to Clone Wars, which is one of the most meaningful Star Wars properties for me. So to stay in this world, I always very grateful for it. I enjoyed season 1, but it was very much rinse and repeat. We go on a mission, we come back, we get told we have to do this mission, we go back on another mission. It did feel very repetitive. That's why I was kind of nervous about heading into season 2. Would they change the formula a little bit? Now I know that once again from very similar to season 1, this season is also 16 episodes. So it's not going to be it can't be as far different from the first season. There have to be a lot of especially filler episodes. But I want to not feel like every episode it's a mission for a couple episodes, then a new mission, and a new mission. I don't want it to be as repetitive. So we'll see if we go there. But for me, again, there aren't tons of like actual things to talk about in the first two episodes. But I definitely had a blast watching, being back in the show and the world. The first episode was Spoils of War. The second episode was Ruins of War. This mission that the Bad Batch go on is the remains of the treasure, I guess, from Count Dooku. We go back to Count Dooku's world, and we go back to his throne even, which if you're a big Clone Wars fan like me, you know that we've been in that room many of times with Count Dooku in Clone Wars. So we go back to his world, and the goal is to get this treasure, and basically the quarter of the treasure that he has back there is more than any of the other missions combined that the Bad Batch have gone on in the show thus far. And the Empire is trying to take all of the treasure, the remains of what Dooku has, in order to continue to fund the Empire and fund the war. So there's a lot of definitely real life things getting thrown into the mix here as well. Which I thought was a nice addition to the show as well. But again, it's another mission. It was fun to be on. There's not like tons to talk about here. We kind of get split up as usual. Hunter goes with Wrecker. They're kind of split apart from Omega, Echo, and Tech. And one of the biggest things that is that in episode 1, Echo kind of tells Hunter that we wouldn't even be in this situation if it weren't that we got Omega, and we got to help people. We can't just keep hiding. We got to help people. We're not just getting this money for us to just disappear. We're trying to get this money to help other people. And he basically said that she's kind of gotten in our way of doing that. And of course, Omega kind of hears that. So you kind of have a bit of a back and forth banter, not in a good way, between Echo and Omega throughout this episode. There's some really fun action scenes, especially in episode 2, when Wrecker has one of those tank guns shooting at the stormtroopers. Another little addition that I loved into this is that because these are all clone troopers who the Bad Batch are fighting, they're all trying not to kill them, which I really liked. That's one of my favorite aspects of that ending of Clone Wars was Rex and Ahsoka using the knockout thing with the gun instead of the kill. And the Bad Batch do the very same thing in this episode, still not trying to kill one of their own, even though they're against them. They know they're brainwashed, and I really like that little detail. It really actually helps the show a lot. That little detail, they're not trying to kill the other clones, just trying to knock them out. But it really, again, they're kind of separated, trying to find this treasure. And again, basically, they can't get to this treasure. They're just trying to escape out of this situation. This is when they find an old man who's kind of just a survivor. This is who Echo, Tech, and Omega run into. And they have a nice little banter. Omega finds like a toy. I guess she's never seen one before. And one of the best parts about the show is seeing the galaxy through Omega's eyes. Again, she was stuck on Kamino her whole life. And the more we keep experiencing with Omega, the more things that not just we're learning about the galaxy, but Omega's learning about the galaxy. And I do find that to be one of my favorite aspects of the Bad Batch TV show. So she gets this toy that she behind Echo, and Tech gets injured in this episode. Tries to get back the treasure. It's obviously a mistake. This is where Echo saves her. They go back on the ship. They leave the old guy behind. He's like, I'm a survivor. I'll be okay. So he goes back. The Bad Batch escape. We have this great ending kind of dialogue scene between Echo and Omega, where Echo's basically like, actually, I would do it all over again. It's one of the best decisions, that we've ever made. And it's one that I would do over and over again back in my head. So basically, finally accepting Omega. But obviously they didn't get any treasure. So we'll see if this backfires when they go back to our main person's place. I'm not even sure of her name. Yes, Sid. I believe it's her name, played by Rhea Perlman. And we'll see if Sid is, and Sid's also now Sid has like a new friend who clearly the Bad Batch were not very into in that first scene of the first episode. But we kind of have a great cliffhanger, I think, to the episode, which is one of the generals who's kind of the main general that we saw underneath Tarkin in the first season, who was helping out with Crosshair. He comes in, and of course, that Captain Clone Trooper who's going after the Bad Batch says that, this was Clone Force 99. And he was basically like, well, if Tarkin finds out that they're alive, I'm probably dead. So we have to falsify these documents saying that it was just random other people, not Clone Force 99. And then that general shoots that Clone Trooper, kills him in order to protect his status in the Empire. So obviously it's a big deal. They assumed after Kamino that Clone Force 99 was dead. That obviously is not the case, and that will open especially Crosshair, who is on the run as well. So overall, that's where we end up in the first 2 episodes of season 2 of the Bad Batch. It's a fun show. I enjoy every time I'm watching, especially new Star Wars animation content. This is going to be a big year for Star Wars. We have Star Wars The Bad Batch. We have the season 3 of The Mandalorian beginning in the beginning of March, and Ahsoka hitting in the summer. So tons of Star Wars content. This will be my first TV show review of 2023. I'm also creating a Star Wars review playlist in 2023 as well. So if you want to see my spoiler review of the season 1 finale of The Bad Batch, I'll leave it right here. My other 2022 TV show reviews, but I'll be back every single Wednesday bringing you TV show reviews for the next couple of months, I guess, now with 14 more weeks to go with The Bad Batch. More videos are coming soon here on the channel, including review of Megan on Friday and a box office breakdown show moving forward, coming up next week as well. So tons of reviews coming. I'll see you guys soon.